Is Daf Yerushalmi Shevi'is. The article goes by our edition. We're right at the top of Daf Sameches Mouth. Rabbi Yochanan Shasi Chamra in the Vilna. We are on Daf Chavdal Amud Aleph. Should be right before the Mishnah. B'lachu Ches. 4 lines above the Mishnah. Yochanan Shasi Chamra Prutoi. Although the war is still going on, like the night seemed Yerushalmi to be schus for my mother-in-law, Rivka Rachel Bas Chasia or Bas Chasia. We're not 100% sure which the mother's name is. She needs a Yeshua. So the Gemara says, Rabbi Yochanan Shasi Chamra Prutoi. Rabbi Yochanan would drink wine and give coins. And the Kavanaki puts in here also the words Kidei Shaloi Tafsu B'Kedusha Shevi'is. So evidently he drank first, gave the money afterwards, so it wouldn't be given first in exchange for the wine. By the time the wine was consumed, by the time money was given, wine was consumed out of the world. So therefore, there'd be no kedusha shvi'is attached to the wine. Oh no, I thought it's a girsa of the kavanaki. It's not a girsa. It's a perish of kavanaki. Sorry, I meant it wrong. It's not a girsa. It's kedusha shvi'is is a interpretation. Sorry. Next line, there's a change to the Kavanaki. Ad Kedun, Rabbi Yochanan. Dahava, here it says Mityachamun. So Mityachamun, I think would mean to be seen. So the Kavanaki changes that to Akan Rabbi Yochanan Dahava Misheiman. He was believed. In other words, he was credible. So that the Baal Chanus is going to trust him to pay afterwards. But most people have paid in advance. What happens then? What are you going to do? How are you going to make sure the wine doesn't get, the coins don't get kedusha shvi'is? Said he showed, he pointed out, ka'adah. It says like this. So the Kavanaki changes kehada to behada. So what he would do is he would point out with one hand the money, and with the other hand he would show the wine. And then no, actually nasi badav. Sorry, mechavila badav nasi la badav. A number of ways to interpret it. Mechavila badav, point out with this one and take the wine with the other one to show that taking the wine. Here's the coins. Give you afterwards. The other one could be that. No, that's probably it. No, that is it. Yeah, forget about what I was saying before. Okay, he would show money with one hand and take the wine with the other hand. Rabbi Chizkiah have an amarle. In his case, the chenvani would say to him, "Havli kumoi, put the money in front of me." But he would not acquire the money. He would not pick it up until after Rabbi Chizkiah drank the wine. Go to Amar Alei Havi Kamoi. Since he told him to put him in front of me, not give him to me. Command lo yavleid made to shvi'is havi. It's as if it did not become the vei shvi'is because the kinyan did not take place yet until after the drinking took place. Okay, says the Gemara. It says the Mishnah. Halacha ches. Ain't lokim avodim b'karkos behemot tmeah midmei shvi'is. You don't acquire avodim b'karkos behemot tmeah, meaning that non-kosher animals from Mei Shvi'is, because all it has to Mei Shvi'is has to be used to buy edibles. Being lakach, if you did buy these things, you have to eat their value with kedusha shvi'is. That's a knas. You shouldn't have done what you did. You continue and make you eat something with Kedusha Shvi'is as a result. Ein mevin kinei zavim, kinei zavos. You don't bring the birds for the commandments of a zav or a zava or kinei yoldos, or for the birds of a woman who gave birth, me shvi'is, because one of the animals is an ola. An ola can't be eaten. Maybe if you did bring it, then you have to eat corresponding to that amount. Same idea. Ain't sachin kelim b'shem shvi'is. You can't anoint vessels with shem shvi'is. You can use it for human beings, but not for vessels. If you did, eat corresponding to that value. Or if you worked a hide with oil of shemitah, Rebbe Lezer Omer Yidalek. It says it should be burnt, and he's super machmir. And he says it's not enough to connect, you have to burn that hide. And evidently, Kabnaki says he probably would have said the same thing about kelim which you were sach b'shem shvi'is. Just that he talked about the leather specifically, but the same halacha. Chachamim yochel negdo. Chachamim say no, yochel negdo. Amar lefnei Rabbi Akiva. Amar Yerushalmi Shevi'is or shesol b'shem shvi'is the lake. They said, Rabbi Lezer said that. Amar lefnei said to him, shtoku lo amar lechem masher Rabbi Lezer omer bo. He said, be quiet. I'm not going to tell you what Rabbi Lezer actually said. Okay, the Gemara is going to discuss what it actually said. They also said Rabbi Akiva, somebody who eats the pas hakum is like eating a pig. Shtoku, remain silent. I'm not going to tell you what he said about him. So it says paskuti, and normally paskuti would mean pasakum, but evidently in this Mishnah, it's not the case. In this Mishnah, it actually refers to mamash kuti. And the idea is that the kutim, they weren't makbid on lifnei iver. So they would sell bread which was tevel without taking of challah. So therefore, Rabbanan were going there on their bread, lest the buyer who will not take off challah. Okay, so that's one of the cases in which kuti actually means kuti. Okay, he says further, a bathhouse which was heated up with hay or straw of shemitah, which should be okay because it's the tzorach of anoah of a person. Therefore, mutar lirchotz bach. You're allowed to rinse it and wash it. If he's an adam chashuv. You shouldn't wash in that because it's interesting. The Rambam says that we're afraid they're going to burn for him herbs which are suitable to ochle adam in order to enhance the smell, the fragrance of the bathhouse because of his cover. So therefore, it's inappropriate. That is from the Bnei Moshe as well. That Marav Fulda goes with the more conventional pshat of Adam Chashav. In other words, he shouldn't do it because people might assume that it's usher to, might mistake and not realize that you're allowed to use Temen and Kash for Torah Adam like that, and they might assume, well, he uses it for that purpose, why can he use it all for Merchatz, why can he use it for an animal, whatever the case may be. Not whatever, for the benefit, but for some other form of benefit, which is not directed to human beings. Okay, so that's Gemara. Back to the beginning of the Mishnah. The first part of the Mishnah, which was about Lokei Abundant Karkos, etc. Rabbi Yossi Zosmesh also let them likach isha v'per shvi'is. You can't buy an avid karka behemoth tmeya. You can't use per shvi'is to get married. It doesn't mention any words. If not, if you don't say it's ma'ben kakana isha, ma'ben kakana shivcha, what's the difference? It's they're both kinyonim, and and since they're both kinyonim, that's you can't acquire a woman that way. You're not used for machal adam. The chiddush is obviously that even though the kinyan of a wife is not quite the kinyan of a shivcha, one is for ishus and one is for malacha, if they're still kinyonim which are not machal adam, therefore you can't use shmita for that. Okay, now up to the Sukkot show. The second part of the Mishnah, where it talks about 8 Sukkot Kelim B'Shemin, etc. Tanya, Shemesh Shevi'is in close to both Tana B'Kirayim. You can't use oil Shevi'is in order to strengthen a oven or a stove. Evidently, it's used in order to fortify new bricks or whatever. You also can't use it to oil shoes or sandals. Even those are tzorach adam. That nevertheless, I'm not sure exactly why. Maybe it's a tashish mevuza, why you can't do it. What's the emotion say here? I guess it's no. It sounds like it's one step removed. One step removed because you're not. It's not directly hanoah for a human being, and that's why the next case will be mutter. Avasachus ragla. You can anoint your leg. That's manola, and then put it in your shoe, sandalo, and bimela, the shoe will be oiled. You could anoint yourself with oil and roll on top of a leather bedspread. And it's not concerned. But you shouldn't put it on top of a marble countertop and roll around, because some of it's going to remain behind. In the middle of the case, you're rolling around the leather, so that's going to remain behind. Whatever doesn't get absorbed in your body gets absorbed in the leather. But here, something's going to get lost. But Yerushalmi says it's not a problem, because whatever remains behind is considered to be just like whatever's left in a bottle after you pour it out. We know whatever's left in a bottle is considered to be like commando lace dummies, like hefker, and it's not considered to have any significance. There's several halachos about that. Okay, lo ma'alchem ma'am b'chulei. I'm not says like I'm not going to tell you. Rabbi Eliezer said, "Ma'am Rabbi Eliezer." So says we're talking. What did Rabbi Eliezer say, which we're not saying here? Rabbi Yasser says, "Atzmosab shel osor ish yisarfu." So he said he didn't say that the leather should be burnt, leather which is anointed with oil of shmita, but the bones of a person who mak the kedusha Shevi'is is one he should be burnt. That's what the idolic means. So Chizshem Rabbi Yachah Amar muter. Chizkiah said, no, on the contrary. He said, I am not going to tell you what he said because he was makel. So according to the first opinion, Rabbi Yasser, he was much more machmir. Although actually not. He wasn't more machmir. No, take that back. He said he dolek, but we don't know if he argues on the Tanakama, because he's probably saying the same thing. He's just making a value statement about the person who does it. It says, Orsta b'shem Shevi'is, Chachamim say Yochel Neger. Eliezer says he's a bad person. He should be burned up, but doesn't necessarily argue. Not l'kul or l'chumra. According to Rabbi Chizkiah, Shem Rabbi Acha, he's being mekel. He's saying mutter. It says mutter, and it doesn't contradict really what Rabbi Yasser said. He said Rabbi Yasser is saying or also other midole as much as ishisrofu, but it's mutter. In other words, we're not made in that criticism. In other words, he's worthy of censure, but not of actual punishment. So according to Rabbi Yasser, the punishment is the same Rabbanan, but he's worthy of censure besides that. According to Rabbi Chizkiah, he's worthy of censure, but not worthy of punishment altogether. Next part of the Gemara was about Ocha Pas Shkuti. Rabbi Yasser says, Zosamesh Oslisa Bito Shalamoritz. You're not allowed to marry a daughter of an Amoritz. Now that was, we're arguing here, same thing, right? What did Rabbi Yasser say about this? He said Shloku. So he said, Rabbi Yasser said, Ocha Paskuti, Ocha Basar Chazir, and he added, Osli Sabito Sham Oretz. Because just like there's a chashash, maybe you won't mafish challah from the bread you got from a kuti, so you're not allowed to marry the daughter of Amoritz because she might give you tevel of challah to eat as well. And even though the Amoritz would take off truma and challah, they themselves, the daughter perhaps won't. because he's marks in Mysores, and she might come to make a mockery of Chala, because Avera Gereris Avera. And this is what Kavanaki also cites. The Gemara in the Darby says, Aye Ragel, it's Amoritz Shem Yachlenu Tfolim. So by Amoritz himself, there is such an issue as well. The Gemara is, Rabbi Chizkiah Shem Rabbi Acha said, it says, Chemtzon Shel Chutim Archa Pesach Mutar Miyad. So, according to Rabbi Yas again, he's, Rabbi Yas is more, he's saying, they're both saying they're not necessarily arguing Chacham in our Mishnah, right? That Chachamim who said, there were no Chachamim actually here. There were no Chachamim. No. So the question, what he said besides Ochel Basar Chazir. So according to the first one, he said, now shouldn't you eat Paskuti, you shouldn't marry Dor of Amoritz. Chizkiah said, according to Chizkiah, said, no. Actually, he said that we're not so machar by Kutim. And therefore, we also pass the Chemso Shel Kutim Machar Pesach Mutar Miyad. Just like bread of a kuti is also not mutar, you're also allowed to allow them. They're not going to be the machmir mizalza is just a by roy or by motzei, and the Chachamim says mutar immediately after Pesach. Okay, that brings us mamash and Samach Chesed base. So we will stop here.